Hi everyone, Pam here from Creative Homescaping. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I post several videos a week on how to creatively manage and decorate your home. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a Thanksgiving or harvest tablescape centerpiece using this serpentine candelabra I've had probably for 20 years and this evergreen swag. So if you'd like to see what I do, stay tuned. So the first thing I'm going to do is to zip tie this piece onto the candelabra so that it won't move around. I'm just using these, they call them nylon cable ties. I learned the name is zip ties. So what you do is you take the zip tie and it has this little nub on the end and you can poke the pointy end of the zip tie through that little hole, and when you pull on it, it acts sort of like a zipper and holds it together. So first thing I'm going to do is find the center of this garland piece. It's not really garland, it's meant to be a centerpiece or a swag you hang vertically. I'm going to take the zip tie, thread it around the center of this piece, and I want to make sure I don't catch any of these little branches in here. I want just the base part of the garland, and then I'm going to find the center of the candelabra here. I should probably take these candles off first. What do you think, so they don't fall off while I'm trying to do this? Okay, so now this has 7 candle pieces, and I'm going to attach this piece as close as I can to that center candle holder, because that would be the middle and it's the tallest one. Can you hear that zipping noise? That's the zip tie. Okay, now I have it attached in the center and I just need to attach it on the ends. Now, you may notice it's a little short. That'll be okay because I'm going to stick some other pieces in with it. So stay tuned. I thought I would show you a bit closer. The zip ties have a flat side where the head is that you feed the end of the tie through, and they have a side that sticks out from the rest of the tie. You want to put the pointy end of the zip tie through the flat side of the hole. Otherwise, if you go the other direction, it won't zip properly. So you need to always make sure you're going from the flat side towards the part that sticks out. Now that I have attached my piece to the candelabra, I'm going to go through with some wire snips. Can you see this? Let me see. There you go. And cut off the ends. You could use a pair of heavy-duty scissors as well. I happen to have these wire snips here for the florals I'm going to be working with in case I need them. So I'm just going to go ahead and snip it off with that. And they work very well for that. Okay, now I am going to take my pieces of evergreen and spread them out. Now I have had this spray of greenery, I think for the same length of time I've had this candelabra. I think I got them at the same time. And it's nice because it has more spiky pieces in it as well as the smaller pieces. Now I want to cover up most of this, however, because it's not Christmas time, so I don't want this to look like a Christmas garland. And also, I have a cat who likes to nibble on this. Let me show you what I mean. See that end right there? Can you see how pieces are missing? The cat likes to chew on it. So I want to cover up most of this greenery so that the cat can't get to it because he doesn't eat the other kind. Now, what I do want to do is extend the ends of it out a little bit so it will cover all the way. And I'm going to actually do that with these pieces of eucalyptus. These I've shown you before in hauls. I get them at Walmart. They're $3 a stem. They look very realistic. And I'm just going to keep it long in case I want to use it again, but I am going to sort of feed it through the greenery on here and then extend it along the candelabra piece. And I'm not going to wire this down. I am just going to use bristles from the evergreen to hold the pieces in place. And if it sprays out like that, that's fine. That's exactly what I want it to do. I don't want it to be flat. It'll look a lot more natural that way. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side and try to get it to extend about the same distance out on the ends on this edge too. So just take a couple of the greenery pieces and twist them around, or twist a couple together and leaving the ends free. And all of these stems will be covered up with other florals once we start going along. So there's that. I do have some other pieces if I want to put them around, but I think this will work. What I'm going to do is try to create the bulk of the centerpiece in the middle here, and then just have some of it trailing off the ends. Now, I also got some other things from Walmart that they were having their fall items on sale when I went, and they had these sort of heathery looking pieces. I want to put some of those in here, I think, as well, but I'm going to clip them apart. Also take off the little tag. You don't want any tags on your displays. This one's pretty loose. I can maybe pop the top off. No, I can't. I'm going to need some scissors. I'm going to cut these apart, and then I'll be back and show you how I put them into the arrangement. I don't know if you can see this, but those bunches of heathery pieces were 97 cents. And they look very pretty, I think. There are 5 stems on each. And I'm just going to take them and start sticking them into the arrangement. I'm not going to attach them in case I want to reuse them with any, I'm not going to attach them with glue in case I want to reuse them at some point. And I'm going to put 5 on each side. I have more, but I think 5 on each side will work well. And what you do on one side, you want to do the same thing on the opposite. So I put the one side in first, and then I'm just putting other pieces in on the other side so I can kind of match it. It doesn't have to be exactly symmetrical, but I do like it to look somewhat symmetrical. I'm just feeding them in. See, it's staying on just fine. Now, I also picked up these sprays that have these little white pumpkins on them and some pine cones. I am going more neutral this year. These were also 97 cents, but like I said, I think these were on clearance at my store when I picked them up. They were trying to get rid of all of their fall things to make room for the Christmas and other winter holidays coming up. So I'm going to take these and feed one of these on each side like this in the center of the display, and just use some of my pieces of the garland to tie them together. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, clip off the tag, and then just place it in all as one piece because it looks nice this way. I'm going to go on the other side, feed it through, pull some of the pieces over to one side, and you can see it has some of this heathery floral on it that sort of ties in with the pieces I already placed. Give some of the wires a little bend to make things stand up, make them look a little more natural. And there we go. This one, I'm going to wrap this one piece around. If you haven't seen my other fall decor, I will link my playlist up above for you. I did some topiary trees and a mantle in neutral decor and a wreath, and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. Okay, so this is looking good. I do want to stick a few fall type leaves in. I have some of these I got at Michael's last year. I want this to tie in a little bit more with the decor I have in my family room, although this is going in my dining room. So I am going to just put some of these in and feed them in as well, just to add a little bit more whitish colors in here. And I have this long one too. Try to stick the long ones on the ends and the shorter ones towards the middle. That way I don't have to feed as much through in the center parts. And you just want to intersperse it with the eucalyptus so that it looks like it's all kind of growing together. Pieces fall out, just shove them back in. Okay, I'm going to stick one of these shorter ones here, and I think I have another shorter one I can put on the other side. There we go. A shorter one on this side. Okay, it's looking pretty good, but I do want to add in some flowers, and I have a couple options. I have a whole basket here of neutral colored flowers. Most of them I have picked up from Dollar Tree. I also have these gold beads I got at a yard sale. I've showed most of these in a haul. So I'm not sure if I want to use these flowers, or I was at Michael's recently, and this time when I went to Michael's, they were having things 80% off. So there was this bunch of neutral sunflowers, and it was regularly $8, but since it was 80% off, that means it was $160 for this whole bunch. I thought these were just beautiful. So I'm thinking I might cut some of these apart and put them in. Let me know what you think. Maybe that's not enough contrast with the leaves. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I might also use some of these brown ones. I think these are really pretty. These kind of black-eyed Susan looking things. That's what they called them. In fact, these did come from the Dollar Tree. So let me play around with it a little bit, and then I'll come back and show you what I've done. Okay, let me move these out of the way so you can see a little better. I have added in both of the flowers, the brown ones, the brown black-eyed Susans, and the sunflowers. And I've kind of grouped the sunflowers at the center. I put 2 on each side, and then I did put 1 extended outwards on that side. And I think they look really, really pretty now. But I do want to add a little bit of candlelight, and I could put these candles back. They are real candles, as long as I keep the florals away from them, but I don't want to have to worry about that. So what I think I'm going to use are these votives, and I ordered these off Amazon. They're a little bit smaller. Let me show you. This is the fake candle, this is the real one. But they do turn on, and they come with a remote. Can you see that? And then you can set them to candle flicker. So they sort of flicker. I don't know if you can see that they're flickering. Or you can set it for steady, and then it just stays steady. But I'm going to put it on candle. It also has a timer, a 4-hour timer and an 8-hour timer, and then you can make them more dim, or you can make them brighter. It's not coming across very well on the camera, but take my word for it, it does. And then what I thought I would do is put them in, to make them look a little more realistic, would be to put them in these little glass holders. Now these are actually pieces I got for free with some desserts from Costco. And I have a whole bunch of them, so I am going to put those on to the candelabra here. Put this candle inside, and then it makes it look a lot more elegant and realistic. So I'll get that all set up, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the table. And here's a look at the centerpiece. I don't have the lights on right now so that you can see the candles better. Let me see if I can get in close here. Can you see them flickering? And I really like the neutral look of this centerpiece. Since it is a dining room centerpiece, I like to keep them low so that you can keep them on the table while you're having your meal, and you'll still be able to have a conversation with the person sitting across from you. I want to thank all of you for watching, and to those of you who are my long-term subscribers, thank you so much for continuing to support me and my channel here. And if you are new to my channel, as I mentioned in the intro, I do post several videos a week on how to creatively manage and decorate your home. So if that sort of content interests you, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? It doesn't cost a thing. You can do so by clicking on the icon in the corner of the video down there, or the subscribe button in the description box down below. I hope you'll come back and see what my Thanksgiving tablescape looks like, where I use this centerpiece. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to comment down below and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.